Hi everyone, and welcome to a brand spanking Christmassy sort of episode of Drax and Multiverse with your host, the guy who saved the town by dancing, Carl Charles,
The man who defeated, quote unquote, Jason Voorhees, CY Chung.
and today we're going to be talking about the apparent. Wait, I think Wikipedia says this is the last movie of Phase 4 or last Phase 4 related Marvel thing.
Well,
MCU.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah. I would classify it personally as just a TV special that doesn't really fall anywhere because
Yeah, that's what I would have lost that.
add anything, it doesn't take anywhere. But
No.
it's just in between these two sections, you know.
Yeah.
So when it is in fact just a TV special.
Yeah,
Christmas themed episode,
which is pretty cool. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about it. It's only 45 minutes long. It's a very non-spoilers. Is there any spoilers? This doesn't spoil anything, does it? Nothing really big happens. Really
no. As far as episode content, in case people watch it late, without watching the trailers and without getting the. If you've seen the trailers, any publicity, you kind of know what there's going on, right?
Yeah.
And that is more exactly what goes on. Yeah. But I found it fun. I found it.
I enjoyed it.
It moves quickly. It was, I would say, maybe half an hour long if you take away the credits. Like half an hour of actual meat.
Yes, I would say that.
I do wonder how much screen time Drax and Mantis have in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, considering they basically had a side quest adventure here.
Wait, is this meant to be during number 3?
No, I don't think during. I'm talking about during production of number 3.
Oh, because I felt like they probably filmed this literally in an afternoon. If I'm honest, nothing.
Okay. All right.
Nothing. It's like set in 2 places, really. And that's it.
That's true. It's true.
I reckon he's done it like on a weekend. Like, let's just film this.
Oh no. Okay. Surely it does not take that quick to film all this stuff.
No, but I don't think.
Yeah. Maybe it took a week to film or something like that. Is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, wait, okay, 10 days maybe. I say a week, but you know what I mean. You're saying a week, probably including weekends, right? But
I wouldn't be surprised if they literally filmed this while filming Guardians 3.
That's true. It's true because they probably had Batista do his scenes in. Look, it takes them quite a while to put all that makeup on, right?
Yeah.
So they probably had him ready and we'll just after you film your bit there, just come over here.
Yeah.
Do it again. And it's good that they basically had him in a shirt, like a sweater afterwards, because it's all they need to do is do his hands in his face.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. But
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Overall, very enjoyable. I want to say it introduced new characters in there, but just gave them a bit more stuff to do.
Yeah.
And I think it just expanded the friendship of Mantis and Batista of Drax.
Yeah, of Drax the Destroyer. Yeah, literally, that's it.
Yeah. So, do you want to move on to the actual spoiler stuff?
Yeah, if it's considered spoilers, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So, well, that's the thing. It doesn't. It's one of those things where 100% it does not. So far, it doesn't seem to impact anything, and I don't even think Guardians 3 will reference this.
No,
they'll probably say something about Christmas, but none.
Yeah, if anything could be like a throwaway line. Oh, okay, there we go. That's exactly what connects it. Yes.
Yeah. So the intro starts with like an animated sequence where I was like, oh yeah, this reminds me of. I see the idea of what they were going for with the style of animation.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, very. I don't want to say the snowman or that stuff, but it's like, okay, you can see it's meant to be a bit like what's that, the Iron Giant sort of ish.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Sort of.
Yeah,
but
like that classic animated stuff, because that was trying to be a 50s style, and this was trying to imitate that style being a 50s style. So it's like, okay, fair enough. So Pete Quill is trying to teach Sean Gunn. I don't know exactly Sean Gunn's name in this.
Kingar, I want to say.
Well, but for some reason it just registered to me as Sean Gunn.
That's what it is.
About Christmas and then in the flashback that is, right?
Yeah.
And he's like 14 years old, 13. I don't know how old he is, right?
Yeah.
Yondu comes along and starts kicking everything to the ground, going, "No, we don't do these damn presents. Don't do them. Get a Christmas tree, smash it on the floor, elbow drop it if you, curb stomp." All right, Yondu. Jeez, was that an overreaction or what?
He's super anti-Christmas, which is weird.
Like Peter's just like, we just tradition once a year in back on Earth. We give presents to it for appreciation. He's like, "Nah, I appreciate nothing. Get this crap out of here."
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, well, that's a bit much."
Sure.
Fair
enough. And then like, okay, and then it jumps to present day.
Yeah, where they're at Knowhere, and they bought Knowhere off of the collector, so they're in charge of it now. Which I was like, when did that happen? But okay, sure.
Yeah.
Literally, like, am I missing something?
Well, I mean, we don't even know if the collector's still alive after Infinity War. So technically, they said they did it, right?
Yeah.
But there's no paperwork to dispute it.
Nope. I was like, okay.
There's no paperwork to confirm it either.
No.
But
so I was like, oh, okay, sure. We'll go with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this is during Christmas time, and Peter Quill, Star-Lord, is busy trying to sort out everything, and Mantis wants to do something nice for Peter because
she had the story of Yondu smashing Christmas trees.
Yeah. And then Drax is like, "Why do you want to do something special for Peter?" He doesn't say Peter sucks, but he's like basically being Drax. And she goes, "Oh, well, I'm his sister, and I want him to have good memories of Christmas now." And Drax is like, "Okay, so what should we do?"
First we're like, "Oh yeah, but I have a secret that I want to tell Peter." And then Drax is like, "That you ate all the, what's it called?
I can't remember.
The nuts?
Some nuts, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Yeah, it's the deep, darkest secret I know." She goes, "No, the other secret." And he goes, "Oh, that your close sister?" All right, yeah. Nah. That basically saying, "No, the secret that you ate up all them crap, them whatever nuts was a deeper, darker secret."
Yeah, like,
she's like, "No."
Weirdo. Yeah, so then she wants to figure out what to do for him. And how do they get the idea going to...
Oh, because they were talking about the legendary Kevin Bacon. And Drax is like, "Yeah, let's go. The man who saved Christmas." Or no. We should bring him as hero to see, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Essentially.
So they decide to go to Earth and kidnap Kevin Bacon to bring him back to Knowhere for Peter.
Yeah.
And this bit hijinks ensue.
Exactly. They're flying the spaceship, and Drax forgets to put on the cloaking device. Mantis says, "Why are they all staring at us?" And Drax says, "I don't know." She says,
"This is funny.
Did you put on the cloaking device?" He said, "Yes," and then he switches it on.
Yeah, and she goes, "I just saw you turn it on."
No, he didn't.
He's the best.
Yeah.
So then they land in LA around Hollywood, and they spend a day walking down Hollywood Boulevard, where like the Chinese theater and all that stuff is, looking for Kevin Bacon instead of going to his house. And this is where I reckon literally they probably filmed this in the afternoon, this whole bit, because they're outside the theater and they're getting pictures taken with people because they think they're costumed.
Yeah,
people.
They encounter a Captain America cosplayer.
Yeah,
which Mantis shouts "Steve" and tries to runs up, hugs her, the guy. Right, not her. I mean, she runs up and hugs the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when she comes up and the guy runs off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Huh?" But then I'm like, "Huh?" Because when did you ever meet Steve Rogers?
Yeah. Wait, she did.
When?
In Endgame.
No, she probably met him for a split second before, because the next mission he goes on is to go time travel.
Yeah, so they probably met for...
yeah, we'll assume, right?
Thingy's funeral.
Yeah, we'll assume that there was like a massive period where they were doing the not the festivities, the commiserations for the funeral stuff, and they all like, "Oh yeah." It's like, because I was like, I should know Steve. He basically went off to give the Infinity Stones away right after and she disappeared for 5 years. So
yeah, she was one of
I
them.
wasn't
Yeah.
nitpicking. I was just like, okay, all right.
Totally forgot she was one of the people that got phased out. Yeah.
But it just struck me as funny because I was like, okay, all right.
Like, sure, I guess.
Yeah. But the other funny thing is when everyone's started walking up to take selfies. Well, Batista first of all tried to fight the Roblox guy.
Oh
Roblox
no,
cosplay.
the GoBot, yeah.
Yeah.
Because apparently GoBots are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I guess.
Well, not one of Roblox, anyways.
Because he says one of them killed his cousin. I was like, oh, okay. Even though I'm pretty sure Hasbro own the rights to GoBots, but whatever, sure.
Yeah. So, then they're like, so people sneak up to, people walk up to them to take pictures, right? And then the one guy takes the picture and he goes, "Yes, I got a picture of the God of War." And I was like, "Oh, Kratos, okay." Like, even though you can't say it, you say it. And he does he is very similar looking, the way they've done Drax. If they lined his skin, like the more pasty coloured, like Kratos, and just dark and Brian, maybe the orange bit, the red bits. Yeah, I can see why people would confuse them.
Yeah, I can see that. Well,
the only thing he hasn't got is a beard, but you know.
Yeah. Well, if it's earlier one, then he doesn't really have a beard. But yeah.
Yeah, so stuff. They get a load of money from that.
Yeah.
And then they go around to a bar.
Yeah, it goes to like I think it's a drag place or it's a gay bar.
It's definitely a pride place. That as much as I was going in there because I was like, so Mantis starts dancing and these guys come up to Drax and I was like, oh okay, what is gonna happen here, right? I thought it was gonna be insane maybe, but it was like he was just so oblivious to what was going on.
Yeah.
They're like, they were kind of. The guy coming up was kind of flirting, but not because Drax just didn't get it. And then how about I buy you a drink then? And then basically it's like it goes into a montage.
Yeah.
Of them just chugging drinks and stuff like that. Yeah. So and her dancing around, and then basically next time you see them, they just flopped outside some. I want to say a news tourist place.
Yeah. Oh, they come at the bar and like a 7-Eleven or something. What they have over there was just open. They got we need Christmas, to find Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, they got Christmas ornaments all over them and stuff like that, and they're just like on the sidewalk, and Batista's gone. Yeah. Well, he's out.
Yeah. And then the lady who owns the convenience store goes, I know where Kevin Bacon is, and has one of those Hollywood map to the stars things, and she goes, oh okay. Oh, thanks. And then I think she goes $40, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Mantis goes, we lost all our money. And then woman takes the sign back.
Yeah.
But then, how did they get the money to get it?
They didn't. They get the money. She hypnotized the girl.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, hypnotized and say, give me it. So she took it. So then
I'll tell you what. First of all, I want to say $40 for a piece of paper.
Yeah, way too much.
Yeah. But that's how they play on tourists to get that money, so you can't. Yeah. Well, it's the hustle, you know.
Yeah. So you can't blame him, but I wouldn't. And then so they go on we don't see them actually go on tour, but they go and visit celebrities' houses.
Little small anime sequence or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they're just on a map, right? And their heads are basically going to each of the celebrity houses.
Yeah.
And then they got the house, like obviously they're knocking on the wrong house.
So we forgot to say, one of the houses they went to was John Cena's house. I was like, I'm so confused right now.
Yeah.
Especially when something happens later, I'm like, so I'll say it when we get to it. But so knocking on the wrong houses, and then Kevin. Oh, did we see Kevin Bacon earlier? They end up at Kevin Bacon's house. And he's like, I think you've got the wrong number. And they're like, no, we need you. We need your help. And he just cuts them off. And then they knock on the door again. They get through his security gate and knock on his front door. And he's like, I don't think you should be here. And then Drax just bursts through the glass panel next to the door. And they basically chase Kevin Bacon around the house, who's like crapping his pants because he doesn't know what's going on, and he runs away, and they catch him on the street, but the police are there, and the police start shooting at Drax and Mantis, and the bullets are just bounced off of Drax, and he's laughing because it tickles him. And then they kind of beat up the police.
Well, Mantis beats up the police somehow, having martial arts skills out of nowhere. But we'll just say that she trained from certain point to certain point, because usually she uses her powers to quell situations and stuff like that, not offensively, but she's actually got physicality in here, and she's using it to do stuff. So I'm like, okay, And then Batista just basically, a car comes towards Batista, he just flips it over.
Yeah. But they actually showed it as super strength at this point, because they tend to forget that in all the other films. And so they hypnotized the police. Well, Mantis hypnotized the police, telling them to basically go about your business. And they find Kevin Bacon, and they hypnotize him. So you got to come with us to Knowhere to see our friend. So he's like, yeah, sure, because he's not scared anymore because he's been hypnotized.
Yeah.
And then why don't sorry?
Go on, sorry.
No, I was going to say what happens after, but what were you saying?
I was going to say, because they get him on the spaceship, and then they ask him questions. So what's the legendary hero? Like, what did he do and stuff like that, right? Peter Quill will love you because you saved the universe. You saved the city with doing a dance and a dance off, and Peter Quill saved the universe doing that. And then he's like, no, that was in Flashdance. Flashdance, what am I talking about? Not Flashdance.
Footloose.
Yes. Yeah.
Close
and
enough.
then they said, oh, you defeated Jason Voorhees, the undead murderer. And they're like, no, I did not. That was actually in a movie. And also he stabbed me through the neck with an arrow. And Batista laughs at that.
Yeah. And then goes, oh, you're an actor. Yeah. Actors suck.
Yeah, part 2.
Oh, it was the best. Oh. And then Mantis is like, oh no, okay, it's going to ruin Christmas if he comes like this. So she hypnotized him again to act like a hero. So he starts speaking with a British accent, which is so confusing. And they're like, why are you speaking different? He goes, because I'm a hero, ain't I? Or whatever it was.
and then he gives a backstory. He's like, oh yeah, I'm Sergeant whatever of the British Army. And like, no, don't act like a hero.
Yeah, be a hero. It's like, oh, okay. So then they make it back to Knowhere.
No, you're gonna be.
Have I missed a bit?
You get the bit that he's like, no, don't be that hero. And then he's like, all right,
I'm back.
Okay, I'm Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. So in the MCU, the DC universe exists as a comic then?
Yeah, I guess so. Or some sort of form of media.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does. Oh, okay.
Yeah, started in the Batman voice, saying like, no, just be yourself as though you don't suck.
Yeah. And like, oh wow.
Yeah, and he's like, usually I'd be offended but
Yeah, because I'm basically hypnotized.
Yeah,
I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, as heroes do. Yep.
So then they make it back to Knowhere. And...
Knowhere. Oh yeah, yep.
Wait, I'll do that. And then Mantis. Well, we see Peter walking through Knowhere, and it's all dark and stuff. And Mantis kind of like signals Drax to turn on these lights, and it's all Christmas lights. And they all start singing Christmas songs, and Quill gets really happy, like, oh wow, you got made Christmas cool. And then Teenage Groot.
Teenage buff Groot somehow, right? Because he's got muscles now.
Yeah, because he's at that age where he hits the gym.
Yeah, he's like steroid Groot. I don't know. What would you put into trees to make them buff up? Whatever chemical they put in their trees to make them grow.
Oh, this is growth spurt, maybe.
Oh yeah.
And then Groot wheels out a box, and you hear someone saying, "Well, guys, I'm running out of air here. I'm gonna die." And then Quill's like, "Wait, what?" So he runs over to the box, unwraps it, and then it's Kevin Bacon is like, "Hey, Peter, Merry Christmas! I've come to save Christmas," but all that stuff. And Peter's kind of confused by it. Like, wait, what? What are you doing here? And then he kind of gathers that something's not right, and he realizes that Mantis has hypnotized him to be all happy and stuff. So, oh, you this is human trafficking. You just can't take a human being from Earth and give him to someone as a present. That's wrong. Which is very wrong.
Yeah.
So she undoes his spell, and Kevin Bacon starts freaking out, and Quill kind of talks him down and says, "Yeah, we're gonna get you back to Earth because this is wrong." All that.
Yeah.
So then after that,
well, he's like, my friends meant well, but we obviously I did not ask them to do this. They thought because I told them how much I admire you, that this would be a good present for me.
Yeah.
But they don't know the customs of the world and how you can just of Earth and you can't just Yeah.
So then he's like, "I'm gonna get the ship ready and I'll take you back." So while that's going on, he talks to Sean Gunn, who's getting the ship ready, and goes, "Oh yeah, they just wanted to do something good for him because Christmas was always his thing, and he's a good guy basically." So after that, Kevin Bacon's sitting around like, "You know what? Maybe I'll stay," because he gets a phone call from his, I want to say, girlfriend, wife.
His wife.
Yeah. He's like, "You know what, honey? Just give me a bit. I might be a bit home late." So then after this, you see Kevin Bacon tuning up with the band, and he starts singing Christmas songs, and it makes Peter Quill happy again, and they start giving out presents, which is pretty cool. Yeah. A little Easter egg, I'll say. Who gives? Rocket gets his present from what's her name? Nebula, and it's Bucky's arm. You're like, wait, what? How did this? I'm confused.
Yeah, when did she go off to go to Earth and nick his arm? All right.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
But that means where's Bucky's arm when Thunderbolts comes along?
He must have a new arm, I guess.
Yeah. Or he just wakes up. He just wakes up with his arms gone. He's like, huh?
Yeah, it's like, oh, not again.
Do you reckon they're just gonna sweep that under the carpet?
Yeah,
because it's just a joke. It could be a non-continuity joke as well. Yeah. Just like ignore it, move on.
Yeah, I reckon they'll sweep under the carpet.
Yeah.
Or just make it like a throwaway line about it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it could just be in when the Thunderbolts, when he's got a new arm in the Thunderbolts, they even referencing they one old arm and just lost it. Okay, all right, move on.
That's probably it. And
then no questions how you can lose metallic vibranium arm. Oh yeah, okay.
Would you question it? Well, I would, but
No.
And then after that, not much happens after that, really. Just you see them giving presents to each other.
Yeah. Really, and is it Groot that gives them the presents of themselves, robbing, like kidnapping, going from the spaceship to Earth, kidnapping Kevin Bacon, and then Sean Gunn opening his present of him opening his present of himself. All right.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. And then we also forgot Cosmos. Cosmos, the psychic dog's in this, which is awesome. Oh, I love that dog.
Yeah, I'm glad they did something like with him, as in there's sense to it. Okay, he's a bit out there of a character, but he makes sense in this universe because Rocket's there, and Groot.
Yeah,
you kind of accept it in this the area of the world universe. This is that.
Yeah, it'd be weird if you didn't. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
did you think the voice suit?
Huh?
The voice of Cosmo, because it's like a young kid's voice.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Yeah,
because it was either that or it's on the Russian voice, isn't it? But I thought, just go that way. It makes more sense. The kid's voice.
Okay.
Because in the Guardian Galaxy game, he's got a Russian accent.
Well, Russian kid's voice or just a Russian voice?
Just a Russian voice. Yeah.
Russian man voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which he does obviously through telekinesis, not telekinesis, telepathically in the game and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we get the credits, and then there's a little bit at the end where they're trying to make a Christmas tree out of Groot, and he drops everything, and then Cosmos goes, oh, Groot's ruined Christmas again, and then Rocket's like, oh, I guess we're gonna have to do another special, and then it ends there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun, breezy watch, inoffensive.
Yeah.
Well, I say inoffensive, but you can miss it and it doesn't matter.
No. It's a nice little Christmassy thing to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Quite enjoyable. Like, just a little side story there. And then it's 44 minutes, right? If we only, like I say, about half an hour if you take away credits. But it's just like, you know what? It moves so quickly. Well, decently at a decent pace. You're like, you don't realize how it seems like, what, 25 minutes to me? No. Sorry. Would you say it's over 40, like 35 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, I'll say about 35 minutes.
Yeah. It seemed like 25 minutes to me. That's the like when you're watching, you're thinking, oh, that's at the speed it was going.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah.
No,
enjoyable.
Enjoyable. Doesn't overstay its welcome or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fun, lighthearted. Yeah, it's spare time to give it a watch.
Yeah.
Not exactly, I wouldn't say vital, but yeah, it's goofy. It's fun. It's what it
fun. It's not earth shattering, Don't have to watch, like you said, don't have to watch it because nothing earth changing happens. So
yeah, but it's neat because it's like a slice of life sort of thing where other things happening that don't connect to the main plot. But you're like, it's all right.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Because sometimes you do want to know what characters are doing outside of the world-shattering adventures.
Yeah, you just want to see what they do in their downtime. Yeah.
In this case, kidnapping Kevin Bacon, but hey,
human trafficking. But we've all done it once or twice.
So. Well, once or twice.
Okay, maybe once. It is what it is.
Yeah.
No one died.
Yeah.
So I guess that's trying to think.
That's us, right?
Yeah.
That's it,
yeah. Just a quick thing. Do you reckon they'll do any other things like this for any other shows, like down the line?
I do. You know what? I kind of hope this is not just like when they say one-off, but if they've got a spare production time or something, they should just knock a quick episode of something out with the other people that who aren't. Say you're filming your A bit, right, and you just got people filming something on the B, not the B-roll, but the other side of it of your set. For something like this, it just gives you a little bit more backstory on other characters who don't get the limelight sometimes.
Yeah,
and sometimes all you need is like a 10-minute thing here or 5-minute thing over there, just to throw a bit more to you.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
It would be like small little. I don't know if you ever watched it in Smallville. They had the Chloe Chronicles and stuff like that, right?
Okay, no.
Or small little, just little web things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing is neat. So I hope they do going forward to have something like that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, even if it's not relevant to the story, it's just something like okay.
Yeah, because you could do because technically, Werewolf by Midnight or no, Werewolf by Night was technically kind of just a random short little story. Yeah, so they could do more like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
you can do around Christmas, Easter, other holidays. Yeah, I'll be up for that if they do it. But who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess literally, this is us then, because I can't stretch this out any longer.
All right. I'm the man who laughed off bullets. Literally laughed off bullets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
CY Chong.
And I am the man who doesn't agree with human trafficking, Kyle Charles. Because that's Peter Quill. See what I did there. And thank you all for listening to this very special Christmassy related episode where we talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. Did you enjoy it? Would you like to see more of this? You can let us know. And you can do that by leaving a comment or sending us a message or a tweet or a direct message on Instagram. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Give us a rating if you listen to this on a podcasting app, and don't forget to tell your friends. And until next time, guys. Thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Where's my